Yo, what's up, everybody? So, in today's video, I want to talk about something that I know for sure that most of you guys are doing wrong. Stop trying to solve these girls' problems. Now, let me tell you what I mean by that. Most of the time, when your girl gets home from work, or she calls you on the phone, or y'all talking, she's telling you about something that happened to her, or she's telling you about something that's wrong, or she's telling you about something that she can't figure out, whatever it is, she's talking to you, and your first instinct is to tell her what to do. The logic brain, the man brain, 1 plus 1 is 2. You have a problem, here's the solution. For instance, she could be like, I'm so thirsty. Oh my God. And there's a big cup of water on the table. Instantly, you're like, why don't you drink this water? And then she gets pissed off. Like, you never listen to me. And you're like, what do you mean? I've been listening to you the whole time. You told me you were thirsty. You told me you were dehydrated. There's water on the counter. Drink the water. That's how your man brain works. That's not how these girls' brains work. Men are very logic based. Men are 1 plus 1 equals 2. So if you have a problem, here's a solution. Let me do what I gotta do. It's done. Now, women, they're very emotionally charged. They like to talk about their problems to process the emotions. Once they process their emotions, they start to feel heard and understood. When you jump in to fix her problems, in her mind, it feel like you dismissing her problems because she just want to talk about them to you. 9 out of 10 times, she don't even care about the solution, bro. She just want to talk about it. She just want to talk to you, and you sit down there and listen and nod and give her some responses like, "Yeah, tell me more. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, wow. So how did that make you feel?" Like she just wants you to sit there, listen, and acknowledge and make her feel heard and validated. So when she comes to you with a problem or when she comes to you with a situation, ignore the logic brain. You actually just need to sit there and shut up, man. She don't actually want you to manage or fix the situation. She just wants to feel understood. You hear that? She just wants to feel understood. It doesn't even matter if you understand what she's talking about. She just wants to feel understood. You see what? Feel understood. That's what they want to do. So the goal in all of this is not really to actually solve her problems. She just wants to feel you understand. She wants to feel you are listening. You notice I'm using the word feel because it's her emotions that's driving her. She's upset. She's frustrated. She just wants you to feel where she's coming from. I'm using that word feel over and over again because that's what she's doing. She's feeling. She's not necessarily thinking. She's feeling. We're thinking 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4. If you're thirsty, here's some water. If you're hot, go in the shade. Like that's how our brains work. We just try to solve the problem. It's not about how we feel about it, it's about what makes sense to us in our logic brain. So when she's talking to you, just fight the urge. If there's a cup of water on the table and she's like, I'm so thirsty, fight the urge. Just look at the water, look at her. Oh, that sounds frustrating. Wow, you're thirsty? Tell me more. So how does that make you feel? That's what she wants you to do. I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, listen. The next time your girl comes to you and she's complaining about something, even if the answer is right, even if it's on her forehead, like black permanent marker, shut up. Shut up. Just listen. Give her some acknowledgement. Wow, I hear you. So how did that make you feel? So tell me more. Let it all out. Let her get everything off of her chest. What you're gonna notice is she's gonna be like, ah, or I feel better now, or thank you for listening. Or she's gonna just give you a hug and say, thank you so much for you're such a good listener. She's gonna let you know when she has it all out. Now, sometimes she actually wants your advice. She might say something like, so what do you think? So how do you feel about it? What's on your mind? When she says that, you need to wait a second, pause, and you need to look her in the eyes and you need to ask her, do you want my advice or you just want me to listen? I'm serious. Let me give you an example. Something happened at work, whatever. So what do you think? Then you look at her and you say, I mean, you want my advice or you just want me to listen? She's gonna be like, oh well, I kind of just wanna, yeah. And then this happened with Karen and Jane and Bob and yeah. So what do you think? And then you say again, so do you want my advice or you just want me to listen? She might say something like, I want to know what you think. Tell me what you think. What would you do in this situation? And then you say, well, what I would do is, XYZ. Sometimes she might say, well, both. I want both. I want you to listen and I want your advice. Okay, say cool. Well, let it out. Tell me everything that you want to tell me. Let her get it out first. Let her get everything off of her chest to the point to where she's like, ah. And if she still wants your advice, she'll hit you with that question again. So what do you think? What would you do in this situation? And then you say, okay, so you want my advice? And then she'll be like, yeah. And then you tell her whatever it is at that point. But you got to ask first. You got to say, do you want my advice? Do you want me to just listen? Do you want to know what I think, or you just want to express yourself? Give her the opportunity to kind of give you that green light that she's ready to receive the information and actually process what you're saying. At that point, she's kind of processed her way through her feelings, but she actually needs some kind of leadership or guidance to take the next steps, and she trusts you, so she's coming to you for what that might look like. And when you ask her these things, like, hey, do you want my advice? Or you just want me to listen? It actually kind of, it makes her feel respected. It makes her feel like she still has control over her own situation. And women naturally kind of want to feel like they have control over their own emotions. It's an internal thing that they have going on. It's not so much about you. It's more about them. They just want to feel like they have control over their emotions. So when you give them that respect and you kind of give them that space to process, and you just listen, they don't only just feel validated, they feel heard and they feel understood. And then they can appreciate that because it gives them that sense of respect and control over their own emotions. It makes them feel seen. Another thing, when you're jumping in all the time trying to solve her problems, it actually makes you look less attractive. Constantly trying to fix her problems could kind of come across as overbearing, and sometimes it even come across as kind of weak. The way her mind works and the way her feelings work is like strong men supposed to listen. Strong men supposed to process situations. We only supposed to step in when absolutely necessary. She doesn't want you to solve her problems, and if she needs your advice or if she needs you to tell her something, she's gonna say, hey, what do you think? What would you do? What do you think I should do? Those are some of the words she will use to let you know that she wants you to tell her what you would do in that situation or what you think. She wants your advice at that point. But before you give it to her, again, you got to make sure you ask, do you want my advice or you just want me to listen? I promise you, I know it sounds crazy. It sounds kind of like counterproductive, counterintuitive to what we think we should do. But men and women are not the same. We process things differently. Now, both men and women feel emotions, obviously. Now, with women, they tend to kind of make their decisions off of their emotions first, and then they use their logic to kind of justify their reasons for those emotions. It's like when a girl just start dating a guy, she's like, I just don't feel right about him. Then she'll kind of start picking away at him and using logic to kind of justify why she feel the way she feel. Like, I don't like him, and here's why. Now, men, we would like go to like a job. Instead of saying I'm mad or I'm frustrated, we would be like, this company is inefficient. XYZ doesn't work the way it's supposed to work. We take our emotions and we kind of frame them in a logical way. So if you understand this, it kind of simplifies everything for you because you go into the interaction understanding the difference in the dynamics. You don't go in there setting yourself up for failure. You can't go in there logic-driven, problem-solving. That's when you kind of start having us say stuff like, oh, you don't never listen, you don't never understand where you're coming from. That's a whole nother kind of worms that you're opening up. And the thing you have to understand is that it's not necessarily a right or a wrong way of doing things. It's just that we have different ways of doing things, and you need to understand what those differences are. Use your logic brain and apply that logic and understand that we are different. Women and men process things differently. We process emotions differently, and we handle logic differently. And once you start thinking about it from that perspective, you're actually going to be a lot more successful, which logically makes more sense as a man. So take my advice. Stop trying to solve her problems. Just shut up, listen. Leave her get it off her chest. Leave her get everything off. Leave her get you that, I feel so much better now. Thank you for listening. And if she says, what do you think? What's your advice? What should I do? Or whatever sounds like that, you stop, you give her a second, and you say, hey, listen. Do you want my advice or you just want me to continue listening? If she says, yeah, she wants your advice, you tell her what you think. You keep it short, you keep it sweet. You solve the problem at that point, everybody's happy. If not, you just sit down there, you continue to shut up, and you let her get it off her chest. Keep in mind that this is provided that you're dealing with an emotionally and mentally healthy girl for the most part, and she's not just some kind of psychopath that just comes to you with all kind of crazy stuff all the time. There have to be levels to this kind of thing. But overall, man, if you have a decent girl and she's coming to you with her problems, just sit back, chill out, leave her say what she's got to say, give her some acknowledgement. Oh, okay, tell me more. That sounds frustrating. Okay. Wow, I can't believe that. So how did that make you feel? You give her those types of things, and I promise you, man, you're going to be a lot better off in your communication and in your relationship. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have a problem in your relationship and you'd like me to give you a response, follow me on all platforms, TBL to the world. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm making videos every week, and I'm looking to keep growing this community. So thank you for watching. See you at the next one. TBL to the world. You're done.
Yeah, hear me now. TBL, them can't stop with. Can't hold me down. Enough of them a pray for lightning shock way. And we see we lifeless on the ground, so we big up.